Hello out there, YouTube gang. This is Josh with an unexpected Dark Age of Camelot video. Trying to figure out exactly who the player promised would be. I did find the chat logs that are stored on the computer. They're not actually in the Electronic Arts file for the game. They are in your Documents folder on your computer. I have it pulled up. Since this involves something that was shipped back to me from an FBI field office. You'll notice the music is turned off. My tone of voice is very serious. I am not going to be disclosing any type of sensitive personal information that could be used to identify an FBI agent in this video, because this is all just another one of those coincidences that it happened the way it did. All right. So, as you can see on the computer screen, okay, this is the chat log file from Wednesday around midnight, about 12:30 a.m., March 15th, 2023. Today's date is March 19th. All right. Okay, now here is a call log from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Notice the 1216 area code, as I did already delete the voicemail because this was not an official call. Notice this is Wednesday at 11 a.m. that I received 2 calls from the FBI. Now that's strange because I have voicemail identifying that it's me on my voicemail. So if the FBI was calling me to get a hold of me and they knew it was me, why would they need to call a second time? Okay. On the voicemail, the agent identified herself with only her first name, which was Melanie, then called herself a special agent from the FBI. Okay, the voicemail sounded really official. Notice, though, it came 11 hours after I spoke to Mr. Promised, where he said, "I'm done being nice to you," telling me I attacked him, because basically I was telling him that I went to the FBI with the Promissedd object that I received back, okay, that is not licensed or endorsed by Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo, or any of the video game companies such as Epic Games or Electronic Arts, that allows you to modify the officially licensed software on, say, a computer keyboard or a mouse or a video game controller, which is copyright infringement. Here is the package that it was received in. You will notice it has nylon reinforced pressure sensitive packing tape that is only used for binding objects under a high tensile load, such as the steel coils at Dietrich Metal Framing that I used to use for manufacturing construction products. You cannot tear this tape. It must be cut with scissors or a knife. Okay. Then that envelope, which of course is a FedEx envelope with no shipping label, was placed in this FedEx envelope that does have a shipping label. Okay. I am going to note that it is also sealed with nylon reinforced pressure sensitive tape and twine reinforced packaging tape that is used for cardboard boxes and has an adhesive on it that can only be activated through the use of a machine that applies a coating of water over the area of the envelope that I would have used to open it. That's strange. The FBI would really pay FedEx for 2 envelopes to mail me something back that they're not taking for a case, supposedly? What the fuck would they care if it gets damaged or anybody tampers with it? I had to cut this open with a knife. Now, the address it was mailed from reads Origin Mailroom, FBI, 1501 Lakeside Avenue East, Cleveland, Ohio, 44114, 1138, United States, U.S. There is a phone number attached to the label because FedEx and UPS offer texting services, so they'll capture your phone number now when you ship something. The date that this was shipped was Wednesday, March 15th, and it was shipped via FedEx Express Thursday, March 16th, to be received by 4:30 p.m. Well, that's pretty expensive compared to the United States Post Office, which I mailed with priority mail on March 9th to Detroit for $12. I can't imagine that FedEx would be cheaper than that. And it would seem a little strange to me that the FBI would take my evidence and mail it to Cleveland from Detroit and spend that kind of money, only to have Cleveland send it back to me instead of contacting me directly. Okay. Of course, there were a few other things that I went ahead and talked to him about after I got that. Of course, he wanted to ask me who was standing with me. Give me a name. Who is with you? And I told him hard to get information when you ain't got my phone tapped anymore. Huh? So I told him about the foreign Odin worshiper that lives in Niles, Ohio, that I found out about. Because I'm sure that this has, nothing, it's all coincidental. I'm sure there's no connections to any of this. And then I asked him, shouldn't the Altieri Stepper program that they basically have figured out that it somehow can predict the future or something. I asked him if it should have been able to predict the crashing of that white Saturn that I used to be driving, and he didn't have anything to say. He didn't call me crazy. He just suddenly invoked his Fifth Amendment rights. Okay, and I went on about my day. Now, as a final point, I want to cover something. You may notice I'm holding a speeding ticket. I got this speeding ticket on March 18th going to see my barber out in Parma. I was doing 58 and a 35. The patrolman that stopped me was a local police officer in the Cleveland area. I don't remember which city. I was on Ohio 82 East. And he identified himself as Officer and his last name. So I want to show you some text messages I got from somebody who was likely using a counterfeit caller ID. Okay. After I had talked to Promised, I also started receiving funny text messages from a 301 area code number that I don't have saved that is now blocked in my phone and has been reported to AT&T as spam. All right. And they were saying it was a girl I met in a grocery store last week, but I had a head cold last week, so I couldn't have met a girl because I stayed home and didn't do any shopping. But I went ahead and explained to the person that an FBI agent is not going to identify themselves with only their first name. Okay, because they are a position of authority. They will use their title first and their last name, just like the officer of the law did when he cited me for my speeding violation that I now have to call a court and mail in a ticket to fix some potholes, because they do use the money from the fines to fix the roads in Ohio. So I do not know who Promised is, but I do want to go ahead and go through my chat log, because I should be able to find it. Notice it covers combat damage and everything. Because these people like Yemmel and Promised will not come after me on Facebook, because they know I will find them. They know I'll find them. Jimmy Cobb found that out the hard way. And since I went to the FBI, I let the FBI know that I went to Electronic Arts before I went to the FBI, and the FBI still referred me back to EA in the voicemail, which is really strange. So I went to EA the first time, and nothing got done about it. Of course, I went to the IRS, so really the FBI and IRS are involved, so EA really can't save Promissed and Yemo and the people that are doing this, and that's why they're hiding from me and invoking their Fifth Amendment rights. Let's see. Okay, and it does military time, by the way. This is 6 p.m., so this should be the right day. But I got a lot of combat data to go through. Oh, wait a minute. This is the right day. All right, I gotta go back up because that's where he sent the mids to kill me. The group of 4 mids to kill me while I was AFK, which means the chats should be up here soon. Here we go. Chat log, March 16th, after I got off work. Promissed was logged in. I told him, what a coincidence. I'll tell you about the set of information. Tell me you're not playing nice anymore. And I get a call from a special agent, Melanie, no last name. A little bit strange that an agent would not give full name. I actually did call the agent back. That was on the shipping label, and it's a PBX extension directly to her desk, and left her a voicemail, and she did not call me back. Because it is a federal agent, I am not going to disclose that phone number. The phone number that called me is the general PBX switchboard number that you can find on Google. Okay, when the agents call you from their desks, that number is never going to come up on your caller ID because that's the switchboard number. That's how a PBX extension works with an IVR system. You learn these things when you work for AT&T, which is a communications company. So my guess is there probably is some kind of federal investigation. The federal agents are not going to tell you when they do or do not take a case. All right. I told him that he could basically take his well-laid plans and shove them up his well-laid ass. And by the end of that conversation, he told me, would you shut the fuck up? And I said, hey, come make me, buddy. You know where I live in Leavittsburg. And he shut his mouth. I would have thought this would have been over, but apparently the money launderers and the criminals are a little angry that I shit on their parade. And I cut into their slice of the pie. But see, this is about the fucking principle. Okay, you people are not above the fucking law. You're going to stay on the fucking Eden servers, or you're going to be arrested and arraigned, or whatever's going to fucking happen. But you're going to leave Broadsword alone. You're going to leave me alone. Because the more you come at me, the more shit I'm going to dig up, and the more I'm going to fucking prosecute you. As always, folks, thanks for watching.